In this video, we're going to be talking about how fear and your subconscious mind affects the law of attraction. Stick around and I'm going to tell you how. Hello and welcome back to another edition of Divine Alchemy, where you are the creator of your reality. My name is Jason and thank you very much for joining me. So while reading one of my books, I was a little inspired to talk about the topic of fear. So fear is one of the things that really cripple people and prevent people from doing the things that they like to do. So and understanding that is when you have these thoughts that you keep getting flooded with all the time, they're not real. And they can become very believable when you're living in your past of some subconscious program that you have obtained somehow through your training as a child up until your adulthood, or you're thinking of a future event that you may think that's going to happen when it's not going to happen at all. So for the fact that we think about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are negative. And the reason why most of them are negative is because we have conditioned ourselves to think like that. So when we're watching the news, movies, listening to people and the current state of affairs that are going on right now, it's nothing but fear-based propaganda, or what's like heavily spun to make you feel that you're in this state of despair. And that's what media corporations do, or friends in general may have just a negative attitude, and that will start rubbing off on you. And in order to start changing that, you have to start being aware of what goes on in your mind. So you may have to make a shift of friends that you are with. Maybe stop watching the news so much, or if you do watch it, try to watch from an observer standpoint. Don't try to look at it with feeling, but more of the observer standpoint. So when we keep feeding into the fear is it's not real. And that's what your mind is designed to do. So when you go out to do this new adventure that you want to become a successful person, or do a YouTube channel, or whatever it is that you want to do, you're going to have some internal resistance. And what that is that your subconscious mind is designed to keep you safe. So if it spots fear of any form, it's like, no, we can't have you do that. So let's have you do this thing instead. Or it will start flooding you with all these sorts of random thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I'm not that, which is completely not true. What you think about yourself is mostly not even true whatsoever. It's someone else's thoughts or some sort of conditioning that you have gotten from your past reality that's embedded into you, and now it's creating your future reality. So the only way to get rid of fear is to do the thing that you don't necessarily want to do, or the fact that you want to do something but that you are afraid to do it. If you keep taking progressive steps forward toward that, and you start becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable, therefore you're upregulating your subconscious mind. You're raising the status quo. And the more you keep doing these things and start taking these chances, it starts to become easier and easier when you start to build faith upon yourself. Because fear, for the most part, it's all an illusion. Do not buy into it in your mind. And one of the reasons, like I said again, with my last video, is that I have little things that I look at to keep me in the zone whenever I get fearful, or I'll repeat a quick little mantra to get me right back into that zone. And is it an easy thing to do to remain in a positive state throughout the whole 24 hours of your day? No, it's not. But it starts to get a little easier and easier, and then you start to become more daring and start challenging yourself in doing certain things. Like if somebody was quiet, or if you are a quiet person by nature, and then you start speaking up and standing up for yourself, now you are changing the structure of your mind, and you're starting to program a new habit neurologically in your mind. And therefore you are also changing the cell structure in your body, the chemistry wise, because now you're starting to feel in a certain way. And the more you keep doing that, the more you start to become that person. So again, fear is nothing but an illusion. And the fact that if you keep having these fearful thoughts and it's programming into your subconscious mind, now what's going to happen is that, like I said again, you're going to run into people, places, and things that will start to reaffirm that reality. And one of the things that I do too is that I'm very mindful of the friends that I have in my life now, because, you know, we have people that will abuse the whole victim of circumstance thing. And it comes to a point in time where you get to an age that, hey, I need to start taking accountability for my actions and stop saying, oh, I have this fear or that fear, because you're not holding yourself accountable. We all have fears. We've all been through certain traumas and trials in our life. But what are we going to do? Do that till we're 80 years old and then, you know, that's it? No, that's completely unaccountable. You're not holding yourself to an accountable standard. That's why extreme ownership is also one of the best things you could do. It may be uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the more success you're going to have. And the more you start programming your subconscious mind with this, you know, fearless state mentality, you'll start to achieve more things that way too. And you know what? If you try something like 10 times and you're scared out of your mind and you fail, and you try it on that 11th time or the 100th time you fail, and then you do it to the 101st time and you finally get that success, that's perfectly fine, because you're chipping away at the inner bit inside of you to start programming new habits. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, and you may have certain ups, downs, failures, and successes along the way. We all have. But again, the law of attraction states that whatever you put your focus on and your main dominating thought, it will become a reality. I've seen it time and time again, and I've also seen it with my own self, where I'm thinking a certain something, and then when I'm least expecting it, boom, and I'm like, man, I really should have not worried about this or focused on that, and just kind of taken a deep breather. So again, it's a very simple process. But fear is one of the main killers. It's nothing but a mirage in your mind that looks so real, and then once you challenge it, it's like, oh my God, why was I afraid of that to begin with? So again, be easy on yourself when you have these thoughts. And then, you know, there's a bunch of great techniques out there that you have, like meditation frequencies that are out there that you can look up, and just do that for about 5 minutes or 15 minutes, or just keep gradually increasing every day. Because when you start meditating, it's not one of these things where you're trying not to push everything out of your mind. It's that you are trying to observe the thoughts without any judgment and just let them float by. And the more you keep doing that, the less power you give to these negative thoughts. And then the more you start doing that, they just basically start floating away. So now you can hack into your subconscious mind and start programming with affirmations. There's very simple ones that you can say, like, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am loved, I am abundant. Or if you feel that saying I am is not going to work for you at the beginning, just say health, wealth, love, abundance, or even chanting the word fearless a few times. Or if you're in a state of desperation, chant it as many times as you want until it starts to dissipate. So again, these are some of the tools that I use, and one of the things to be aware of when you're trying to manifest is that fear will kill it just like that, very instantly. So be very aware of what you are thinking. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, also subscribe as well, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Blessings.